What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We are looking at the 7-game early slate over on DraftKings. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We will have a full playbook and live show at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the main slate on DraftKings. It starts at 7 and 6:35 for FanDuel, but we'll do the preview show to get you guys ready for some afternoon baseball. And, of course, if you are a Fantasy Alarm member and you have questions on afternoon slate here, you can throw those in the Discord and we'll help you guys with some core plays and lineup building to get you guys maybe building your bankroll for the main slate there on Wednesday. Grande, Brian Wu, Spencer Schwellenbach, your top two price starting pitchers. Jesus Luzardo still in the rotation. We'll see how much longer after he faces the Cubbies here. He's $8,800. Chad Patrick's $85. Lodolo and Liberatore round out the 8K tier. No pitchers up over $10,000. Do you got a favorite of the top five?
Favorite of the top five, I think it's probably between Schwellenbach and Lodolo.
Okay. You have been a lefty versus Cleveland guy.
I've been a lefty against Cleveland guy. And I don't know if you saw what Andrew Abbott did on complete game shutty.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and Cleveland, not so much.
No. And you would think Lane Thomas is back, David Fry's back, maybe. Nope. No, they're not. They're just not a good team against lefties. So, and we've talked about Lodolo a lot this year. You have specifically harped on how good he is away from Great American.
1.25 ERA on the road.
Sub 200 batting average, sub 0.9 whip. I mean, there's not a lot of things to really pick at for Lodolo on the road. So that's probably the first place I'd go. And then Schwellenbach for the upside. I know he wasn't great in that San Francisco start. As soon as we start counting the strikeouts go and they're gone again. But this is a pretty good spot against a team that can definitely strike out a good amount. So
I'm with you on both of those plays. Would definitely be among my top two there for sure. Going into the mid-range, Ben Brown, a lot of strikeouts, pitched really good against Detroit, pitched really good against Cincinnati. We have gone over this with Ben Brown on the last couple of starts here. His peripheral numbers are all fantastic.
Yep.
He's a high strikeout guy. It's just that when they make contact on him, they hit it very hard.
Yes.
This is now Philadelphia. They don't have Bryce Harper. $7,700 for a guy like Ben Brown with that strikeout upside. Are you worried about the matchup here, or do you go back to the well?
What I will say is I'm pretty confident that he'll be popular.
That's fair.
Just because can strike a lot of people out. And he's at a really reasonable price point. So anything else I'm not confident about because it's super high upside, super low floor. I mean, we're talking about a span of 4 starts, 6 earned, 8 earned, 0 earned, 2 earned. That's as wide a disparity as it can possibly get.
Yep. He's got 4 starts of 5 or more earned runs allowed this year. And then he's got a handful of starts of shutout baseball. So
4 times over 20 fantasy points, including a 30 fantasy point game against the Reds. I mean, dude, you look, 5 of his last 6 starts, he's had 6 or more strikeouts. And in one of those games, he allowed 6 earned, right? He still got you double-digit fantasy points in that game that he allowed 6 earned. That's a very rare quality to have when you can miss that many bats. So just because he's going to strike people out, he's going to get ownership.
I guess the next question is whether or not there is a starting pitcher that you like under Ben Brown here, because the slate kind of falls off a little quickly. We're not going to go Sears versus the A's. The A's are the Angels rather. There's a really good chance that they hit a bunch of home runs off of JP Sears in this spot. They do strike out a lot against lefties, lead the league in strikeouts versus lefties, but he doesn't really strike anybody out anymore. He does give up a lot of home runs, so that doesn't feel right. Erod versus Seattle, maybe, right? Another team that strikes out a lot against lefties, 26%. He's at home, so maybe that plays a little bit at 73. But I don't think we're going to go Allen or Hendricks, Vasquez. Am I wrong?
Robleski?
Yeah. Do you like Robleski?
I don't really like much here, but like Logan Allen, this is obviously the better split against Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has looked a little better with CES back. Steer, Stevenson's actually been really good, so maybe not even that much. I don't know if we need to go anywhere down here. Maybe Erod.
I think it might be Erod. Through 72 pitches in his return game, 5 innings, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts in Cincinnati. Again, Seattle obviously is a danger. They have the best power hitter right now in the league, home runs wise, and Kyle Raleigh could have had another one tonight, if not Lourdes robbing him of a homer. But 26% strikeout rate versus lefties, 241 batting average against left-handed pitching, 13th in the league. ISO versus lefties is 12, 310 WOBA is 11. So like they're a borderline top 12 offensive team with a high strikeout rate versus left-handed pitching, but again, it's you're not pitching any of these other guys. So it could just be browning up, I guess.
And that's why right there is why Ben Brown's going to be super chalk.
Yeah, not enough value there. All right, catcher position we go. Again, you can play Raleigh here if you want. Will Smith's great. Again, as bad as Luzardo's been, Kelly has really fallen off.
No, he's not. I don't even think he's a real person anymore.
Yeah, so maybe Javon Herrera against Lauer.
There also, did you see who the long man is projected to be for the Blue Jays?
Turnbull?
Yeah, he's used in a multi-inning role.
Okay. Well, again, I don't know. Stevenson versus Logan Allen, $3,800. If they have Baldwin in the lineup, he's $4K.
Logan O'Hoppe, if he's playing.
Yeah, Hoppe for sure at 42.
Monster power against lefties.
Yeah, Kirk had another good game tonight. We like Liberatore in general, but Kirk could be a spot.
We do, but also Liberatore's kind of been kind of bad the last couple starts.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before. As soon as pitchers start getting that fatigue word thrown around, that was what was used for Matthew Liberatore last time out. They said he was fatigued. That's a bad sign, dude. That is a bad sign for a pitcher that had been largely a bullpen arm, is up to 68 innings, and he's already facing fatigue. It's not a good thing. Mm-hmm. We may have liked him. This is not the spot to like him. The Blue Jays are good against lefties. This is a bad. This is going to be a bad time for Matthew Liberatore.
I agree. So yeah, Kirk certainly could be in a spot here if you think Ben Brown doesn't get it done. Real Muto, even though he hasn't been anything special. If Dalton Rushing's in the lineup at 3K, maybe you take a peek there.
Yep, I like that.
Darno versus Sears is 27 if it's not O'Hoppe.
Yes, for sure.
Then I don't know. That might be it.
Yeah, I was going to say Garver at 29 as well. David Fry at 29, but we like Lodolo.
Mm-hmm. All right. Excuse me. First base position. Again, lefties versus Vasquez has been a thing we've targeted. You have Ohtani and Freeman here. Matt Olson's been really good. He has Patrick at 51. Then you mentioned, obviously, the numbers for Toronto. Vladdy, who we're still waiting to homer, but $4,500.
We sure are, John. We really are.
Still waiting for him to homer. 11 games now without a homer for Vlad Guerrero. Soderstrom is probably the two right there as well.
Yeah, I'm not like, again, we've done this with Vladdy before where, as a Yankees fan, I did, this was Mark Teixeira every year of his career. He didn't hit home runs and then he just did. And Vladdy did this last year too. He had 5 home runs going to June and ended up with like 30 last year. So love Vladdy against lefties, love Soderstrom against Kyle Hendricks. I completely agree. I think that if you are going to spend up on Dodgers, this is definitely a Dodger spot. And again, I'd expect them to get some ownership too, just given how bad Randy Basket is against lefties.
Yeah. Yeah, Wilson Contreras is $4,100. You can get that versus whatever Toronto's putting out there.
Yep.
Steer versus Allen's 32.
Yes.
Shanuel, I guess. I mean, Sears has been really bad. I know it's lefty there, but
CES 29. That's going to be a popular one. Ooh, dude, Nick Kurtz. I don't know if you saw it. Jacob Wilson, after they scratched Jacob Wilson on Tuesday, they hit Kurtz fourth.
Okay.
If Nick Kurtz is hitting fourth against Kyle Hendricks, I would be more than willing to play Nick Kurtz.
Yeah, that's good. I like that call. $2,800. That's a good play. All right, you probably get Justin Turner in the lineup, but I know you don't really like playing Justin Turner. But
nice. Salute to the career of Justin Turner, but
very live to be pinch hit for. So it's the other
super live.
Second base, Marte and Turang probably not at their prices given the matchup.
You can always. I mean, I will never tell anyone not to play Ketel Marte. That guy is a monster.
Okay. If Hae-Sung Kim is up to 4,100, but again, Dodgers lefties versus Vasquez.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh, a second base stinks again, huh?
The other
Nico, would you play Nico Horner just because Luzardo can't get outs?
Yeah, probably. Again, I'm willing to play all Cubs here against Luzardo.
He can't get people out.
So he needs to go back to being good, and
I know.
So yeah, he's there. The other Max Muncy, as I kind of hinted at as well.
He homered again.
Yeah.
Third time in 4 games on Monday. Max Muncy homered, and not the second Max Muncy.
He's
not
good.
The first Max Muncy.
Rengifo versus a lefty. If there was ever a time to revert, now's the time.
That we've got a lot of lefties lately. It's not reverting. He
is falling off big time there.
It's not reverting.
Chris Taylor on the IL didn't last too long.
Shout out.
All right, is Kingery still on their roster?
Broke his hand.
What?
Chris Taylor? He's cooked.
Well, I guess if Kingery's back up, then you could.
Kingery played Tuesday.
Yeah, so can go Kingery if you wanted to, I guess. Third base.
if you wanted to, I guess.
Yeah,
what an endorsement. That's like
well, again, Sears hasn't been good. So would it shock you if tomorrow you looked at the bottom of the Angels lineup and like Kingery had RBIs?
No.
Machado and Ramirez up top, always in play. The other Max Muncy, the 4K against Vasquez.
I heard what you were about to say, and you stopped because you're like, what if they're both good?
Yeah, they are.
What if they're actually both good? How about the other Max Muncy hitting more home runs than this Max Muncy right now?
For now, yeah. That's fair. But Muncy, again, all lefties versus Vasquez we're in on.
Yes.
Arenado, I don't play him often, but could give him a look, I guess. Shaw versus Luzardo, again, just betting against Luzardo.
Yes.
Earn Dog, second answer eligibility.
Earn Dog's going to be 90% rostered on this slate at second base. He is going to be the highest, I'm telling you right now, highest roster player of the slate.
Okay.
I'd other than like if someone's spending up for Ohtani, obviously.
Sure.
But like he's going to be the highest non-owned like Ohtani play of the day. Second base was terrible. He's going to be so much ownership.
CES can be played here as well.
Interesting.
What did AutoChem do? Anything? Nah.
Yeah, 3 hits.
3 hits. There you go. Gets Brown. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Shortstop. Ellie against Logan Allen, 61. Trey Turner versus Brown at 55. Nato versus Sears.
It's a good one. That's a really good one.
That's a really good one for sure. Wilson and Betts, obviously, as well.
Yep.
You can go there. Dansby homer tonight. Get him versus Luzardo at 543. Could be a spot there.
Yes, for sure. Dansby has really good numbers against lefties. Bo at 4K.
Yeah, Bo at 4K. That might be it at short.
Yeah, I don't think you really need to waste your time down here. It's a
agree.
bad position.
Otani, Tucker, Acuna, PCA, Carroll, Schwarber, Seiya, Trout.
Yeah. Yes.
All of
That's my answer.
Yes.
My answer is
I mean,
yes.
Seiya for sure. I would not be stunned if tomorrow, like Howard's underdog video has Seiya against Luzardo, like 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs or something.
My answer is yes to all. I'm telling you, like there's PCA and Luzardo's giving up 20 earned runs in 2 games. You can play anyone. You can play anybody.
They're all in elite spots. They're all elite players. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You can play Butler versus Hendricks at 47. That one's fine.
Dude, Fernando Tatis at sub 5K. We didn't really even give Machado like too much. Like
I gave him a nod.
Yeah, give him a nod. You give him a nod because he's been good. But like, man, this is the easiest it's ever going to get Tatis Machado into your line. Tatis with back-to-back games with stolen bases too, so he's like kind of getting it going there. Yeah. If you look at his all of his expected stuff are like out of this world good. So, yeah, I'm not shying away from Fernando Tatis either.
I don't blame you. Again, Butler's there. Ward versus Sears at 43. Springer at 43. Pajes. Haps 4K. He's got 3 homers in 2 games versus Luzardo. Let's see.
Brett Rooker, the righties against Hendricks are great. I'd play Springer Dinger 43.
Okay.
Taylor Ward 43, home run waiting to happen there.
Yep. I mentioned Hap already at 4K.
4K.
Joe Adele keeps homering, $3,300.
Dude, he's hitting so many home runs. That's all he's doing. He's just hitting home runs.
Yep. Soler or Sears at 32. Again, if you think a guy could get going there.
Lane Thomas, if you are playing righty against a lefty, Lane Thomas at 3K is good against lefties. Like that's all he's done his whole career is hit lefties.
I don't think there's another value play that I'd use though.
Jonathan Clase, 29, homer the other day.
Sure.
Denzel Clark, been better. A couple steals lately. I mean, there's not. Maybe we'll get something else in a lineup, but
yeah, we did Odolo, Schwellenbach,
Erndog at second.
Ernie at second.
Lock that core play in, baby.
Yeah, core play. Where's the next target for us here? Do we just go Dodgers, like Muncy versus Vasquez?
Yes. Freeman's pretty easy to get to at first. I know we'd probably want to get to Shohei, but I think Freeman. The only problem is with this is there's no value outfield other than like Joe Adele.
You play Joe Adele, yeah.
All right, there's your core.
Okay.
And then honestly, if what my expectation would be, and I think unless there's like pitchers that aren't pitching and like something different than what we think it could be, is Schwellenbach to Brown. Yeah. And then you spend up on, and then like those people are playing as many Dodgers as they can.
Because here you have $4,500.
And then if just for example, if you did Shohei in that lineup,
yeah, you punt catcher,
and then you punt catcher, like it's like very reasonable. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's so easy. You just gave a glimpse of the future, but like that lineup is pretty good.
Wait till our guy, what's his face there? Rushing's in the lineup at 3K.
Oh, it's so easy. Yeah. And if he's not, you just play Kirk. And then it's like, okay.
All right, so Lodolo, Brown, Freeman, Clement, Muncy, Adele, and Otani. Just giving you guys a peek of what could be for this early slate. Again, get in our Discord for the rest of the lineup. And if you have any lineup questions for the early slate, get in that Discord. Premium channels, though, we have the 7-day free trial going on. You can sign up and take advantage of that by scanning the QR code right there, or go in the description of today's show. And you can get the link to sign up and get the 7-day free trial there as well. Grande and I will be back live at 5 for the main slate. We'll talk to you then.